Heritage lectures, which were wonderful, and the auditorium was packed again. And thank you to all of you who made this Sikh Heritage project and exhibition possible on behalf of those of us who worked on it. I have no formal remarks because my only purpose here is to say that the formal remarks will begin right after a short performance of opening selected shabats by the Dya Singh World Music Group from Adelaide, Australia. Thank you all for coming.
Good evening. It's a real pleasure to be here. It was wonderful, all the invocations this morning. This evening, we'd like to start off with the invocation of the names of all our Guru Sahibs, culminating in Tarlochan Singh Guru Granth Sahib. Tomorrow, I believe, is the Gurpurab of our child Guru, Tarlochan Singh Guru Harkrishan. And I think it's very appropriate that we think of our child Guru because this project is a special project which is, in my mind, especially for the younger generation, because we need to strengthen their knowledge. If we can strengthen their knowledge in Sikhi, heritage, culture, faith, then we strengthen their faith. And this is a wonderful opportunity to do that on a worldwide basis because there couldn't be a more international institute than the Smithsonian. One for you, Dr. Paul. Yes. Special. First of all, please give a big hand to the organizers of this wonderful project. Please give them a hand.
Hare Krishna, Sri Hare Krishna, Sri Hare Krishna, Sri Hare Krishna, Sri Hare Krishna, जिस कितने सब दुख का कितने सब दुख का श्री हरे कृष्ण श्री हरे कृष्ण
ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਦੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਸਮਾ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਦਸਮਾ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਦੀ
It's now my great pleasure to introduce the Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, Lawrence Small. Some formal remarks.
To all our special guests who are here this evening, welcome to the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History and the opening of our exciting new exhibition, Sikhs, Legacy of the Punjab. Many thanks to the members of the Sikh Heritage Foundation and to all of you who have contributed in so many ways to making this evening possible. And it's a particular honor to welcome His Excellency, the Minister Ashraf Hayat, the Minister for Trade from the Embassy of Pakistan, His Excellency Rakesh Sood, the Chargé from the Embassy of India, His Excellency Tarlochan Singh, the Chairman of the National Minorities Commission of the Government of India, and Mr. Dya Singh Chattha, the Director of Museums and Culture for the Government of Punjab. And we welcome all of those who generously loaned Sikh artworks for the exhibition, including Dr. Narinder Kapany, the founder of the Sikh Foundation. Also, I have to tell you that the Smithsonian could not do what it does without the support of the Congress, and we're ever mindful and grateful of that. And we have people from Congress here this evening, and we're delighted that they are here. Joseph Henry was the first secretary of the Smithsonian Institution. I'm the 11th secretary in 158 years. And Joseph Henry, the first secretary, felt that limiting the scope of the Smithsonian to one city, or even to one country, as he said, would be what he called an invidious restriction of the institution. So for the last 158 years, the Smithsonian has tried to cast a wide net We currently maintain scholarly contacts or conduct research in almost every country in the world, and I think this exhibition is evidence of that, and it's in perfect keeping with our mission. The mission of the Smithsonian has been unchanged for its entire existence since 1846, and that mission is the increase and diffusion of knowledge.
I'm delighted to welcome our first distinguished guest speaker, His Excellency Minister Ashraf Hayat, Minister of Trade representing the Embassy of Pakistan. As we all know, many Sikh Americans here in the United States have families who came from Pakistan. We very much appreciate you coming here on behalf of your embassy and your government, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you all for your kind and warm welcome and for the invitation to this looks like a great event. I, of course, in my job get a few opportunities to speak on things that other than economy and business, and truly I relish this opportunity of being able to do so and to be with you. I congratulate the Smithsonian for holding this event, but to all of you, the honorable audience that has not only come out here, but has shown so much warmth and spirit. Many of us talk about Washington as being the capital of the world, and in doing so, we talk about, we probably have in mind its important administrative and congressional presence. But truly what makes this city great and what makes it very interesting and enjoyable to live in is the Smithsonian Institution and many museums that we have in this great city. It sets you apart from any other city in the world. It's obviously commendable for the Smithsonian to have undertaken the Sikh Heritage Project, but it's not surprising given the spirit of in which the Smithsonian conducts itself. Pakistan, its culture of South Asia, is an amalgam of a complex heritage. It goes back to the ancient civilization, but also it's the continuum of history, the great Hindu dynasties, the sublime message of Buddhism, the glorious period of the Mughals and the Sultanates, the Guru Nanak and Sikh legacy, and of course the presence of the British. That all of that is the amalgam from which represents South Asia, and yet within this amalgam you do see diversity and identify the differences. In Pakistan, particularly in Punjab, the Sikh legacy is very visible. I think within the history of Punjab, the period of the 18th, 19th century, which the Sikh Empire ruled what is now the northern half of Pakistan, is one of the more memorable moments in Punjab's history, and that was the time. In addition to the usual trappings of an empire, this art and crafts and culture flourished. Now, of course, art and craft is embedded in the people of the area and is linked to the deeper cultural roots of Punjab. The people of Sikh are ethnically from that area, and I think that it is a very good interaction between the people and the land, and that is what enriches that part of Pakistan greatly. The northern half of Pakistan is also home to a large number of Sikh religious sites, shrines and temples, the gurdwaras, most eminent of which, of course, is the Nanak Sahib. And I beg your pardon, should be Nankana Sahib. I apologize, please. And the pilgrims that come from all over the world to Pakistan to visit these sites is an important part of our calendar. It gives us great honor to welcome them, and I think that it's something that we look forward to, and I hope that in the coming years, we all hope, the government of Pakistan, the people of Pakistan, that they will come in ever increasing numbers. The government is also entrusted with the responsibility for maintaining these sites, and it's a responsibility that we truly welcome, and we try and meet it with the best possible, in the best possible way. I again acknowledge what the Smithsonian has done with this marvelous program. I know that the Sikh tradition is to preserve and honor articles and artifacts that have association with religious leaders, with their history. And in doing so, the Smithsonian has truly invoked the spirit of the Sikhs. Thank you very much.
We're delighted to have our next speaker, the Honorable Rakesh Sood, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of India here in Washington. Please welcome His Excellency.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for your warm words of welcome. It's an honor for me to be present here at this exhibition, Sikhs, the Legacy of the Punjab. As you've heard, we're going to be seeing in this exhibition a large number of artwork and artifacts reflecting Sikh culture and heritage, many of which are being exhibited for the first time. So it is truly a rare occasion. I'm told that we've had 4 successive years of showcasing the Sikh heritage in this country, in the United States. And this time it is taking place at the Smithsonian. And for this, there's a huge vote of thanks to Dr. Taylor, to Dr. Seuss, to Dr. Small, and the others who've been associated with this particular function. I'd like everybody to give them a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, as religions go, the Sikh religion is a relatively young religion because there are religions that go back thousands of years. And yet, what a glorious heritage in this short period. What a tremendous contribution to life in all its forms. And just think of it. I mean, there is a unique work ethic that the Sikhs bring, the can-do ethic, which is a new ethic in a large part of South Asia, if I may say so, where instead of saying, well, this can't be done, you don't hear that from the Sikhs at any point in time. It's the can-do ethic. Here and now. Look at the concept of egalitarianism, the concept reflected so well in the institution of the langar, where everybody sits together and eats, the rich, the poor, the rich serve the poor, and the poor serve the rich. It doesn't make a difference. That's the sense of egalitarianism, which is part of the Sikh heritage and the legacy. Look at the sense of humility reflected so well in the saying of Ape Gur Chela. The teacher is the student and the student is the teacher. You learn from everybody. It is not necessary to put somebody on a pedestal, in order to learn from them. But it is something which comes out of life itself, and therefore anybody can be a teacher, including the teacher himself can be a student, and vice versa. And that's part of the humility that the Sikh culture brings to us. I don't think any other religion also has the same concept of community and service, which is reflected in the notion of kar seva, which again is something which is unique to Sikhism. I see a lot of women in this auditorium, and I think Sikhism is the religion that right from its beginning, from the time of Guru Nanak, has preached equality for women. And that is something which again is unique, because I don't think that other religions gave women the same kind of equal role as Sikhism has done right from its inception. We find that in the great sacrifice of Bibi Bani, which would have taken place if Guru Nanak had not given women the kind of role and importance which he did in Sikhism. The literature of the Gurus is a unique contribution in the Misr language, which is an amalgam. It didn't seek to look for a pure idiom other than reflect the idiom of the people to whom it was addressed. And therefore it took literally from Arabic, from Persian, from Urdu, from Sanskrit, from Raj, all the languages that were used in the region, and came up with its own unique idiom, which is the Granth Sahib. And we just heard an example of the sublime music that goes with it in terms of the Kirtan by the group, by the Dya Singh World Group. Finally, I think the most important thing with all this is the coming to terms with life, coming to terms with events around us, coming to terms with, I would say, destiny, the greater God, which is part of every one of us, which is so well reflected in finally saying, Tera Baha Mithala. So ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all of you who have contributed to this event, those of you who have worked hard behind the scenes, the Smithsonian for having organized it, those of you who have come from long distances, Dr. Tarlochan Singh, an old colleague I see sitting in the audience, others who have shared your private collections so that all of us can enjoy in it. And I'm, as I said, deeply honored. So let me end by saying, Jo Bole So Nihal!
Kapany, I'm going to ask if you could speak next. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And because we started a bit later than we expected, I'm going to ask that rather than have the Dya Singh World Music Group play next, that we go directly to our next speaker, Dr. Narinder Singh Kapany, founder of the Sikh Foundation and a great friend of the Sikh Heritage Project, and through him to the Sikh Foundation for the Kapany collection of Sikh arts, was also the biggest of the lenders to this exhibition. Please welcome Dr. Narinder Singh Kapany.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's truly delightful for the Sikhs as well as the non-Sikhs in the United States and Canada to witness this fantastic gathering of the Sikhs at Smithsonian. It's a beautiful presentation, and we want to particularly thank Dr. Taylor for all the wonderful things that he did, his persistence, his wisdom, and his ability to work with the Sikh community goes beyond any limits at all. Paul, thank you very much. You know, this morning we received beautiful presentations from Arpana Kaur, the Singh sisters, and Dya Singh. Absolutely superb. And I just want to share with you that over the years, we're going to see not only these artists presenting these materials to us, but also bring numerous other artists of different varieties from Punjab and other parts of the world here. Dr. Taylor asked me to talk a little bit more about the activities of the Sikh Foundation. I will do so with great pleasure. Sikh Foundation started in the year 1967. It's probably one of the youngest or one of the oldest Sikh organization. It was started between Dr. Dya Singh, who I don't know whether he's here or not, and myself. And the purpose of the Sikh Foundation was to first promote heritage in the diaspora, particularly to our youth, and also to non-Sikhs. We wanted to introduce ethics, mysticism, arts, history to the world at large. We want to contribute to Sikh perspectives to issues common to human concerns today, and advance critical thinking that lies in the heart of the Sikh faith and generate highest quality resources for study of Sikhism. Now, the projects that we advanced in the first 10 years or so of our beginnings were basically publication of some books, particularly including a book by Professor Puran Singh on Guru Gobind Singh. We published Sikhs in South for a period of 5 years in English, organized various conferences, particularly. However, in the last 15 to 20 years, we have been focusing more on 5 key items. They are art exhibitions and permanent displays of Sikh arts. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Sponsorship of chairs at credible universities in the United States. Publication of highest quality of books on Sikh subjects. Assistance to architectural and old monuments in India, Pakistan, and elsewhere. And starting a full-time school for teaching in California. Allow me to tell you a little bit about each of them. First of all, in the area of arts. It was approximately 25 years ago that in this publication of Sikh Sansar, we originated the thought that Sikh art is that art of, for, and by the Sikhs. And we've been talking about that for a long time. The first Sikh art conference that took place was in the year 1992 at the Asian Art Museum in San Francisco. We had about 50 or 60 objects, and it was widely received. This sponsored the activity of a major exhibition that we organized through Victoria Albert Museum in London, and then followed up with Asian Art Museum in San Francisco and Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto. This exhibit had approximately 200 to 300 objects. In each museum, they stayed for something like 3 to 4 months, and approximately 1 million human beings in London, in San Francisco, and in Toronto went through this exhibit. Last year, we decided to install a permanent Sikh art exhibit at the Asian Art Museum and in San Francisco. This was set up in honor of my wife, Sister Kapany. It's a permanent exhibit which will always stay at Asian Art Museum in San Francisco. Now we have this wonderful gathering here at the Smithsonian, which is a totally great thing for us to do. But I would also like to announce that I'm in the process of negotiating agreements with Victoria and Albert Museum to have an annual lecture of Sikh arts there, and also a similar activity at the Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto. So much about Sikh arts. We are working also very hard on chairs of Sikh studies. 5 years ago, we organized a full-fledged chair at University of California in Santa Barbara. This is a development undertaken by Professor Gurinder Maan, and we are following it all the way through for 5 years and produced some outstanding results for us. Recently, we have also finalized 2 more chairs, one at University of California at Riverside and one at University of California in Irvine, and these will be fully operational within the next 12 months. So we'll have 3 Sikh studies chairs. We are also hoping to set up at least 2 more in California, one at UC Berkeley and another one at San Jose State University.
I introduced him entirely as a collector of Sikh art and founder of the Sikh Foundation. You'd think that was full-time, but somehow in his spare time he did all the work that led him to be known as the father of fiber optics, developing things like fiber optics, laser eye surgery, and many other things. Thank you. So we don't forget to incidentally thank you for all those things. I'm delighted to welcome someone who I personally thank very much for all the help he has given to the Sikh Heritage Project, starting from my first trip working on this project at least, to New Delhi and to Chandigarh and to the Punjab. The chairman, at that time vice chairman, now chairman of the National Minorities Commission of the Government of India, Sir Dr. Tarlochan Singh. Thank you for coming from India to join us. Please welcome to
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Your Excellency Mr. Sood, Your Excellency Minister from Pakistan, Mr. Lal Small, ladies and gentlemen. Since we are here today for opening of a Sikh gallery, I must give you few dates to remember. It was in 1788. Punjab was under Misl rule. The 5 Misls went to Delhi, captured Red Fort, and Sikh flag was flying over Red Fort. But as we could not compromise, and all came back to celebrate Diwali. But one of them, Dya Singh Ramgarhia, thought, what is the proof of our victory over Red Fort? Now next time you go to Golden Temple, please see the Ramgarhia Bunga. That is a living museum built by the Sikhs, and all the stones and even the Takht of Aurangzeb are lying there. Bunga Ramgarhia is that symbol of our victory, living symbol over Red Fort. After 50-year rule of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the most secular rule ever done in India, the Britishers came, they wanted to read Sikh history. Nothing was available. The man who gave history of Sikhs to the West was McAuliffe. He left the service and wrote the first book on Sikhism. Even today, Ayar Banslal asked me, the Khalsa College every year gives award and in name of Mr. McAuliffe. Now you are all in USA, the world's largest and powerful democracy. Now it is 2004. So you have entered USA, I think, for the first time, because after building thousands of Sikh temples, you didn't realize that we are suffering from identity crisis and perception crisis. So today, you have overcome that, and the man who helped you is again a Western Dr. Taylor. So after McAuliffe, who gave the Sikh history to the Britishers, to the American, we have come through this museum, through Dr. Taylor. And all of the colleagues, all the people of Sikh Heritage Society, whom I have met a number of times, you have completed your job. That is the first job. Everybody is happy, everybody is being praised. There is Dora of Kabir, na hum kiya, na karenge, na kar sake shareer, jo kiya, so har kiya, bheo Kabir Kabir. So it is the effort, yours, but blessing of Guru that you have today succeeded. Dr. Lal Small is sitting here while we are praising you, but I am giving you a small, cautious warning. The Sikhs, when they enter anywhere, we increase our space on every side. Be prepared. Even today, thousands of people went to the gallery, so space is small. So please be prepared, because it's the first such gallery, so millions of people come here. You are the largest museum of the world, and we are the youngest religion in the world. So this comparison and this combination should grow. year 2004, the Sikhs need to project because world is suffering from militancy. World is suffering from terrorism. Who can save the world? It is through spirituality. We have not yet been able to project that message of Guru Nanak is for peace. Guru Nanak was all for spirituality. You in your prayer, Ardas, what you ask every day. In Ardas we see Prasada, Visada, and Dana se Dam, Naam Dam. We never ask for arms. We never ask for anything in the war. We ask for Naam. So you are to project yourself that in the last millennium, Sikhism was the only religion which was founded. So in the millennium, we could sustain. Why? Because we are the only one who believe in interfaith. In Guru Granth, we are celebrating 400 years of Guru Granth. There are lines. Be namaza kuttya. So the Guru Granth says that namaz is essential. In Guru Granth says, Allah Pak hai. Shak karo je dusar ho. Can any other religious book write like this? The whole of Mahabharata and Ramayana are incorporated in Guru Granth. We are the only one who say God is one. We are the only one who say follow any path, be Christian, be Muslim, but believe in God. So we believe sabko meet hum apan kina, hum sabna ke sajan. That is our message. We don't believe in militancy. Our projection, sometime even in USA, has been very wrong. Our most brilliant officer, Mr. Sood, is sitting here. We are to tell people, the Sikh takes arm when halala saburdam bashakirata. When everything fails, peaceful, we take arm. For arm for saving democracy. 90,000 Sikhs laid their life in First and Second World War. For whom? For America and Europe. To save their democracy. We die for others. We want that peace should prevail. We have never been against Islam. All Muslims were followers of Guru Gobind and Guru Nanak. But we believe that who is autocrat, who is against humanity, we have to fight against him. He may be a Sikh, he may be a Hindu, he may be a Muslim. So I appeal to you, because my time, I'm always looking towards Taylor because he will give me a check. That this is the year of Guru Granth, the only scripture book directly revealed by God to Guru Nanak, the only religious scripture authenticated by 5th Guru. There is nothing which has been added later on. Please, for God's sake, tell the people of America where you are that what is Guru Granth. This is a scripture for bringing peace of mind in Americans. Wherever you go, tell them, please just listen to the word of Guru Nanak. What Dya Singh from Australia, how you see that he sings. So we have to do like this. Go on building Gurudwara, but don't forget your duty is to spread the message of Guru Nanak, and that can be only by opening such galleries. So today I say, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ. So the first gallery, it should spread to all cities, and in London, everywhere, we should project ourselves through the modern method. Last of all, I only say one thing in Punjabi. Sardaro, badi Guru di bakshish, Guru Gobind Singh da naam gaande ho, ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਸਮਾਗਮਾਂ ਤੇ ਆਓ ਜਾਂ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਬਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਓ, ਦਸਤਾਰ ਸਜਾਓ, ਸਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਜਾਓ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਯਾਦ ਰਵੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਦਸਤਾਰਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੋ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ। Just 1 minute more. I went to Argentina with Lal Singh when he was president. There is a state called Salta. That entire state is owned by the Sikhs. Or every Sikh owns about 10,000 acres, but they are without turban. And first time when Gandhi went, every one of them was in turban. So their ladies and all the whole, they were astonished. And then the first time they also learned what is the beauty in turtle. So my appeal to you, please for God's sake, at least once a year or twice a year, do tie the turtle. Let your children also do it. And we can get the blessing of Guru, and it may do good to you and good for us. I must thank Dr. Chattha, Mr. Malik, Mr. Kapany, Mr. Chaudhary, all of you. I have brought saropas from Golden Temple. Brigadier Dya Singh, the Secretary General of World Sikh Council, will present after the function. Again, saying that God bless you, Guru is with you, carry on this mission without fear, without favor. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
After this excellent advice, I think, no, none more space yet. I went to what I was going to say is after this excellent advice, I believe it's now time to hear the Dya Singh World Music Group before our last speaker. Please welcome.
Christ. I'm not swearing, no. Jesus Christ said, no greater love hath man than to give up one's life for another. Guru Nanak said something very similar. Most of the sages agreed on what the universal truths were, what love was all about. Guru Nanak said, if you want to play the game of love, come to me, prepared for sacrifice. So we're going to do our finale of a rendition we call the game of love, because love is the most important ingredient on this planet. साज कहो सुन लियो सबे जे प्रेम कियो तिन्ही. If we can show love for our neighbors, if we can show love for fellow Sikhs, for fellow human beings, मानस की जात सबे एक है पहचान. That is the message that Sikhism is. That is what Tarlochan Singh was talking about. Sri Guru Granth Sahib is not something the Sikhs must kept hidden inside Ramalas into the 21st century. It is time the Sri Guru Granth Sahib became common knowledge to all humankind. It is a gift bestowed upon us, but not for us to possess. It's a gift given to us to spread to the rest of the planet, to all four corners of the world. And no greater place to start it off from than the Smithsonian Institute. So, Jota Prem Khilan Ka Chao. There are 4 Jakare at the end, and all the Jakares, for those non-Sikhs here, Jakares means cries of exaltation, sometimes also called war cries, because life can be war. This life is war itself. So, and all the Jakares mean is, they who shout out in exaltation will be happy that truth is eternal. Bole Sonihal.
Yes, Satnam Sivai.
Jota Prem Khilan Ka Chao.
Thank you.
introducing Dr. Amrik Singh Chattha from the Sikh Heritage Foundation, our last speaker, let me just add a quick word of thanks to the great team within the Asian Cultural History program, Kyle Amarji, who is our program manager and manager for this event, Michael Lee, served as effective my research assistant, Christopher Lotus, and our event coordinator extraordinary and plenipotentiary, Rakesh Singh Chattha.
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Vaiguru Ji Ki
Fateh, and good evening. As Dr. Taylor told you, I represent the Sikh Heritage Foundation. We as members feel humbled and also privileged to be called upon to take this project, which this evening has come to a fruition. Many of us have been waiting for this day, and indeed is a dream come true. Dream is not always, they don't come true by wishful thinking. It takes hard work, diligence, generosity, and teamwork. This concept and journey has taken an unusual, unlikely route. It began in a small town in West Virginia, continuing through 14 states, 4 countries, 3 continents. We were joined on this journey many talented, generous, and passionate individuals. They worked hard to bring this project to fruition. This was a journey of love, optimism, and Chargé color. There was never a dull moment. Then came the events of September 11, which brought communities together, and a need arose for greater visibility and understanding of the Sikhs in the United States. We originally set our goals to have a small window display over a period of 5 years. Today we are thrilled to announce that we have surpassed these initiatives in every respect. A small display is now an entire gallery. A 5-year project has been completed in 4 years. This gallery is not simply in an American museum, it is an American museum, a national treasure. We are blessed to be part of one of the world's greatest institutions, the Smithsonian. Most importantly, the initial working group has become a global community representing diverse background, religion, and age group. We all work together to preserve Sikh heritage. Preserving heritage and cultural artifact is everybody's responsibility. It was shameful to see the damage to peaceful Bahmian Buddhas in Afghanistan, Sumerian cultural artifacts in Baghdad, and Sikh heritage in Golden Temple. Let this not happen again. Many of us, as first-generation Americans, have worked hard to build a foundation, but ultimately it is going to be the next generation, as well as global world community, that will ensure the sustainability and success of these projects. Heritage does not belong to a person, or a nation, or a religion. Heritage belongs to mankind. Tonight, I challenge our young generation to find ways to protect the world culture and world heritage, wherever it is. This project could not have been realized without the members of this great institution who had great commitment, talent, and enthusiasm. And once again, the person responsible for transforming this vision into a visual masterpiece is none other than Dr. Paul Taylor. Since the time we met you, Paul, 4 years ago, you took it upon yourself to make it a success. He traveled with us to India as well as to various places in the United States, creating awareness and enthusiasm for Sikh Gallery project. Paul, my community is grateful to you and your colleagues at Smithsonian, Secretary Small, and other members in, and we honor you all with the saropa, which can be tied as a turban or worn over the shoulders as a scarf. This honor is bestowed upon individuals for doing outstanding service to Sikh community. And you are. Now I'm requesting two very outstanding individuals in the gathering, Bibi Rajinder Kaur Keith and Sardar Fauja Singh from England, to please come over the podium. Secretary Small, please. Bibi Rajinder Kaur Keith has been a great friend of our organization. She has been a constant source of enthusiasm as well as a very generous supporter. And I ask her to kindly now present saropa to Secretary Small. Fauja Singh, as you know, is the outstanding Sikh athlete. He is not just running marathon, he's winning it. Once again, Bole Sonia!
Very much. I'm honored. We're well honored. I believe it's just about time to go up to the reception and also to the exhibition. Is Lal Singh Bhatti here to play the dhol drums? The dhol drums you'll see in the exhibition, and I believe the leading player of the dhol drum is here to play the drums and perhaps lead us there. Mr. Lal Singh Bhatti.
Maharaja Rajinder Singh? No, Rajinder Singh. Most famous.